I do get him on here once in a big while, but it has been, I don't know, maybe 2, maybe 3 weeks since I've heard from him. So yeah. By the way, last week we were camping. We went camping down south here, maybe about maybe an hour and a half drive from here. A place called Whitewater State Park, and it's of course they have a river down there, and they always put these rivers at the lowest point. And this particular river is in a very, very narrow valley that's less than a mile wide, and it's about 225 feet from the average terrain, which here in Minnesota is pretty flat, with the exception of land modifications, you might say it like this. At any rate, so down there, 2 meters, television, things like that were just an absolute impossibility. Of course, cell phone, but HF, that worked out just fine. It works out as well down there in the valley as it does on a hill. So that's always been a very pleasing kind of a thing. Of course, now in my case with my camper antenna, it's only 18 feet off the ground, and it is basically a skywave, or a cloud warmer, NVIS antenna, whatever you want to call it. One end was at 18 feet. The center was at 18 feet. The other end was at about scant 5 feet. So it was not exactly what you call a textbook quality or setup as far as the dipole antenna, but that's the way it goes. But it still worked out just fine on 75, 20, and 17 meters, so it's kind of interesting. WB6JFH, and perhaps if you get some other people who might want to join in, this is the SDR group. If you have an interest, fine. If you don't, that's okay too. K0JTA, go ahead there, David. Over.
Works fine. I have a friend here, a ham operator, that he goes down into around Sagal, Idaho, and goes camping and carries his radio gear with him. I think he's using a 706. He puts up a small antenna, and while there, he gets out and makes a lot of contact. He's by I can't remember the name of the river, but by a river down there. I think one of his kids lives close by or something like that. But anyway, he does that quite often. He's been retired for several years now. And he's the one that taught me backdoor and windmore and the windling system and stuff. And he was the section traffic manager for a while here in Eastern Washington. But anyway, he says he puts just a temporary antenna up and operates and works fine. Has a good time. But he's there to relax, so he doesn't have to fish as well. So that's me. One like this one in Minnesota. It's you can't last a 2 megabyte file like you would have if you put a picture with your phone or something like that. But if you crop it down or make it small enough, then you can send it to the windling system. And he sent me pictures of moves and picture of the big fish that he caught, things like that. So he just has a good time, and the radio seems to work out with him, and so on and so forth. I've always thought about trying to do that, but my physical disabilities, it's not going to happen, but it certainly sounds like something fun to do. K0JTA, WB6JFH, go ahead.
Okay, WB6JFH and the SDR group, this is K0JTA. Just going to take a real quick standby here. Anybody would like to join into this group, this is K0JTA standing by. Over.
All right, Kilo India 6, Uniform Mike.
KI6UM, good afternoon, Lou, go ahead.
Hello, Mike. Software defined radio group. This is Kilo India 6, Uniform Mike. Good afternoon and good morning to Dave. I can't hear you. So back to you. K0JTA and the software defined radio group. This is KI6UM.
Okay, real good. And okay on being able to hear me better on the Utah group. Yeah, that's got a heck of a receiver, that's for darn sure. And I guess the distance is well, it's kind of interesting. It's, I guess in a way, I was thinking it might be too close, but, well, obviously not. I know that in the past, whenever I have looked at that, I could easily see my signal here, at least on this frequency at this time of the day. It's consistent. I didn't actually look at the S-meter indication, but just by watching the waterfall, you can tell that that my signal is being received there quite nicely. You know, it's a very distinct pattern change from the background noise. So, yep, that's the way all that stuff goes. Let's see. I forgot what the heck else you said. I just got the OBS going here, so watching myself on YouTube. Got a total of 1 people watching. That'd be me. So pretty popular situation here. But at any rate, it looks like it's working okay. Still got about the same drop frame rates here, 47 and 48%. So, but the CPU load is only 3.5%, which is down low. I don't know what my data rate as far as the gotta click on it here. Yeah, it's only kilobits per second is 867, 972, 847. So it's less than a megabit per second or kilobit. Yeah, megabit per second, I guess it would be. But at any rate, so real good. Yeah, Dave and I were talking here earlier as far as the possibility of not having the group meeting on next Sunday because of field day. And I don't participate in field day myself, but it could be that I could just go over there and just have, show up on frequency and see how bad it is. But anyway, so are you going to be on field day? I don't know if you are or not there, Lou. KS6UM with WB6JFH on the side. By the way, are you able to hear David, JFH with the Utah receive side? KS6UM, K0JTA, over.
Hello, talking there. Very good. K0JTA is software defined radio KI6UM. Excellent. Good show. One of these days, I'm going to give you a call on the Griffith pair. I do have a question about the RS-918. Again, I calibrated the PA, and everything looks good on the 8400. But on the 15 and 10, I only get about 2. So I don't know if I have to calibrate it up there or not, or maybe it's just the way it is. So, no big deal. Very good. Well, has an idea of an amplifier about 500 watts, and the antenna is the KLM-AT34. There's my setup here, and that's enough to report. So I'm going to check here and see somebody else wants to join us. Software-defined radio group, KI6UM.
Okay, for KS6UM and the SDR group, this is K0JTA. I missed what the calibration question that you said was pending as far as the 918. What is it? Your bias setting, or the power output, or IQ, or what was the point there? Over.
It's quite low. It's probably about 2 watts or so. But on 80, 40, and 20, it's normal, about 10 watts plus or minus a little bit. But that's on the 15 and 10 rather, it's a bit low. I cannot even get 5 watts. I'm just wondering if I have to do the calibration for the PA on those bands. Go ahead.
Okay, yep, I understand. Signal has really dropped down here, and so I have to turn on NR2. By the way, I have to turn on NR2 for you also, David. So signals are dropping down for me here. Yeah, let's see. Well, I guess what you want to do is have a look at your PA calibration thing. The first thing I guess I would look at would be the, the bias setting. And I have found, at least in the later ones here, the bias setting apparently has changed so that before it used to be ampere and 100 milliamp, in other words, and then you would, with the microphone still keyed, then you would increase that to increase by 500 milliamps, and that would give you a total then of 600 milliamps. that is no longer as valid, it seems like, or as important. It depends on the vintage of the radio, because they have done, the folks at the manufacturing plant there, at least the one at Recent, have done quite a few different changes. The radios that I've been getting in now, by the way, almost all of them will deliver much more than 20 watts. When I run through the quick test, when I first pull them out of the box, make sure everything's working, at least as far as the radio. Most of the bands are pegging my 20 watt scale meter, 20 watt full scale, that is. So, but then the other bands, maybe like say 10 meters or something like that, it may just barely make maybe 9 watts or something like that. So I would go in there and just adjust the PA bias so that I would be able to get 10 watts on those bands that are suffering. And then of course I'd go back and do the calibration setup for both the 5 watt and the 10 watt, or 5 watt and then the full either to give me 5 watts and 10 watts as the maximum. So yeah, I guess the first thing I'd look at it would be the PA bias. What you want to look at there is the total amount of current when you just key up the radio, how much even at on the different bands, as you're looking at the different bands as you're in transmit mode there, for if you're getting 5 watts or 10 watts or something like that, see what the current draw is, and also just feel the radio. If it's in transmit for, let's say, 10-20 seconds, and if it's warming up some nicely, I guess I'll say, that's okay. If it's warming up to the point it becomes just like a blisteringly hot, and I've seen them like that. As a matter of fact, some of the first radios that I had here, those suckers would really run hot. I never did understand what was going on. Of course, I would set the PA bias for, back then it was that required 500 milliampere rise from the setting of 0 to whatever it was. And even with that, boy, it was just, those suckers are really running hot. So the good thing is that the heatsink material was in place. It would transmit the heat to the case, but my goodness, that case was just really warm. KS6UM, K0JTA, I wonder if that gave you anything or not there, over.
Oh, okay, Mike, very good. K0JTA and software defined radio booth, KS6UM. Very good, very good. You gave me a good idea. Yes, I will have to go back and take a look at the PA, the current settings, and then go up to 15 or 20 meters and check the PA current settings up there as well. Very good. Okay. Good deal. All right, let's carry on and see if George, a few other people are around that you would like to join us, Mike. You may want to have another call. K0JTA and the software-defined radio group, KR6US.
Okay, real good. Yeah. I'm just trying to do some experimentation here. I don't have the bookmark, apparently. I thought I added bookmark, but I can't find it here easily for the Utah site. I am on another site here. It's Kiwi SDR, and this is a site I think was in Kansas City. Right now it's set at looks like 610 kilohertz, so it's a broadcast station that it's set for right now. But yeah, it is 610 kilohertz, so it's in the broadcast band. Alrighty, well, let's see. Later on that then. Let's see. This is K0JTA. This is the software-defined radio group. Looking for any further possible check-ins. Anybody would like to join in? Come ahead now. This is K0JTA. Over.
Victor Echo 2, Quebec, Zulu, portable receiver.
Victor Echo 2, Quebec something. Give me your full call, and I think you said your portable. Give me your full call. VE2, Quebec. Over.
Yeah, I'll put the answer on. Victor Echo 3, Quebec, Zanzibar, portable, Whiskey 3.
Okay, I'm not sure if I got that right. I wrote down VE2, but it's a VE3 perhaps. Quebec, Zulu. I thought there were 3 letters perhaps. At any rate, good afternoon. My name is Mike. I'm located in southeastern Minnesota. VE2, QZ, or question mark. This is K0JTA. Over.
Yeah, very good, Mike. It's 123, VE3, number 3. And the name here is Rich, Radio India Charlie Hotel. We're getting a Flex 5000 this week. I just picked it up a couple weeks ago. and just reworking the ATU, which didn't work. Changing the diodes and that to get the ATU to work, running about 300 watts at a 10 solid state amp. Location is Mount Pocono, Pennsylvania. Go ahead.
Okay, in Pennsylvania, real good. Okay, the Flex 5000. I've had two of those. I've had many of the Flex radios. And yeah, at one point I had two of them, one down in the basement shop and the one up here in the on the main deck of the house, which is our, I guess you call it the family room. And with this now, I'm kind of, not being a hermit there in the basement to the rest of the family and things like that. So looking between my two computers here, I can see about 25 miles. I'm looking across the Cannon River Valley. So okay, real good there, Rich. I don't know if you're hearing the rest of the folks or not. We do have just a real small group here. Got WB6JFH David. We've got KI6UM Lou out there in California. So VE3QZ, good on your Flex 5000, by the way. Once again, I've had many of the Flexes, and I've had actually two of those 5000. My last Flex was the 6500. VE3 Quebec Zulu. This is K0JTA, over.
K0JTA from the UCB/WC. Hey, fine. I've also had a bunch of the earlier Flexes at the end here. So those, however, and I have some here's the 100G, 100B, the 10E, and also the LAN tryout. But this one works nice with the software. It works pretty well. I get no feedback, no problems with the RF getting into anything. The antennas with the it was a G5RZ up to 65 feet, so maybe that helps keep the RF out of the shack. I just got users, but it's not picking up the said line. Black screen on that right now, and I do hear the others, but they're very faint. S2, S3, you're looking at 6 or 7 mics. So K0JTA, I'll be here for about a half hour. VE3QZ portable.
Okay, real good. And you say you're portable, by the way. What is your portable lash? I want to get that clarified, over.
Yeah, portable with T3, you asked.
Okay, portable, yep, W3, yes, okay, that makes sense because you're a VE station. Yep, sorry about that. Let's see now, you asked me another question, I forgot what that was, over.
Yeah, I can't get the YouTube channel to come up. It says live now on the YouTube, but all I get is a black screen.
Okay, interesting. Try reloading that program. Just do a refresh, a reload of that page. I'm looking at it here right now. It does work for me, over.
Yeah, I've been reloading every 30 seconds, but nothing. It says there's one person on it at the moment, so I guess it's the right one. The streaming started 18 minutes ago.
Okay, I don't see any minutes showing up here. I do see that I'm watching it here myself. It says, well, it's K0JTA, one watching now, and this kind of stuff. Oh yeah, there I see it. Started streaming 18 minutes ago. Yep, you are correct. I was looking more close as I could. That's really interesting. Why that's not playing for you, though? I don't understand. Yeah, well, in my case, I'm running Firefox as the web browser. I don't know if it's. I think that it should be just fine. By the way, there's I think a requirement for YouTube that you have to run Flash. So if you don't have Flash, it should either tell you or it may result in a black screen. VE3 Quebec Zulu portable. This is K0JTA, over.
Yeah, not a problem. I'll just keep it on. I'm doing a bunch of other things at the same time. That's correct. I'm listening in today for another half hour or so, my thing, then heading off with my wife to celebrate Happy Day. VE3QZ portable.
Okay, real good. Yep, sounds good all the way around. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. So yeah, the flash would be the thing that should be the thing that you would be needing. But oh well. Yep. Good luck on that then. All right, here's K0JTA. My name is Mike. I'm located in southeastern Minnesota, and this is the Software Defined Radio Group. Anybody else out there that would like to join in, come ahead now. Over.
Florida.
Something Florida is all I could get. It's really rough copy. Over.
You're right again. That's the Delta 6 Hotel, Florida. America, Delta 6 Hotel, Florida.
Okay, real good. You came up 86 HF K0JTA. My name is Mike. I'm located in southeastern Minnesota. Over.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. I hope I'm in a little bit better. Difficulty with my drive on my Anon 100. Trying to adjust my drive on my Anon 100. Seems to be driving the amplifier just fine, but the metering is wrong. I don't know what's wrong. 86 HF.
Okay, well, good. 86 HF. Okay, on your situation as far as the drive. Well, it's sounding okay here. You're not terribly strong, but all of my signals are not terribly strong, so that's about the way it goes for this particular thing, you might say. Yeah, gee, I don't know. I'm running an Anon 7000 DLE here at the moment, and WB6JFH out there, he's got a, I think he's got a 7000 also. Look at my cheat sheet here because my memory is so darn poor. JFH, he's running a 7000, yeah. Then we also have Lou, KI6UM, he's running an 8000 DLE. So you're in good company. And there's another force on here earlier that Rich, he was running a Flex 5000. So far we have 100% results with SDR radios. Once again, this is not a prerequisite, that's for darn sure, but it's just kind of an interesting point of interest there. What is your... you said it's not driving properly. I'm not sure what you're missing. So what is your possible error, you might say? And give me your name and location if you would, please. 86HF, this is K0JTA, over.
K0JTA, 86HF. Yeah, my metering is just not working right. When I go to set up and put my transmitter on, set my tune up to 10 watts, then when I press tune, the watt meter shows that I'm doing like 64 watts. So I deleted the database. I deleted the program, reset the program, and trying to get that back together again so the meter runs with what's actually going on. Name here is Bob, and we're in Southern California.
Okay, Bob in Southern California. Okay, real good. And let's write that down. Home P, real good. Well, okay, you did resolve it, I guess, by restarting, but that's kind of interesting. I guess that can happen. Otherwise, I was going to say, go to your setup menu and then go to transmit. And in the left center, you'll see that you have the tune power. In my case, I have my tune power set up for 20 watts. But right below all that, you got the TX meter set up. In my case, it's for SWR, but that's just today's setting. But immediately after that, you have use drive power. It may have been that that was selected before, and then it was not saved, and as a result of you restarting the program, maybe then did revert to using your tune power to whatever you had set up. Is that a possibility, or can I help any further? Over.
I don't know. I'm still fooling around with it. It seems to be driving the amplifier just fine. Numbers aren't showing up the way I'd like them, but I just have to type it a little bit more. Thanks for the input, Mike. W0JTA 86HF.
Okay, real good, Bob. Bob, you said you were in Southern California. What part of Southern California? I spent some time out of the Navy out there in the San Diego, actually south of San Diego area. 86HF in Southern California, K0JTA, over.
K0JTA. Well, if you were in the Navy, you've probably heard of China Lake Naval Weapons Station. That's about 9 miles from my home. We're in the Mojave Desert, right near China Lake, if you're familiar with that. Over.
Okay, I know roughly where these places are. I've heard of them, there's no doubt. Mojave, that brings up, like say, a company like Scaled Composites out there. Maybe you've heard of them. Dick Rutan, Bert Rutan, folks like that. They made that area quite famous, there's no doubt. So, real good. Yep, well, as far as your other situation here, well, the good old-fashioned database reset, of course, write down your settings, or in my case, I take screenshots of my settings. That really helps me a lot. But go ahead and do a database reset, and you can do that from any of the setup windows. Do the reset database, and then go ahead and just set it up again manually. I do have something here that actually does require me to do that, and I've been just simply lazy. What my situation is here, everything runs fine except for when I first turn the program on, boot the computer up, turn the program on, turn the radio on, and as soon as I power up the radio then, using the power button on the open HPSDR version 3.4.9, I get what appears to be a recording of a previous conversation, and there's nothing I can do to stop that. I can go to things like that, change bands. If I come back to the original band, I can still hear the recording. Changing bands, it still is not allowing the receiver to function, but it's still there. Eventually, it does time out, and like I say, restarting the radio and powering it up and down, this kind of stuff, restarting the computer has not changed. So I just simply do need to do a database reset, and I have been just simply too busy or too lazy or something like that to do it. So in your case, you might have to do that same kind of a thing then, Bob. 86HF in the SDR group. This is K0JTA. Go ahead there, Bob. Over.
Yeah, K0JTA and the group 86HF. Yeah, I think I'm going to do exactly what you recommended. I'm going to QRT for now, go back on the dummy load, reset the database, and go back to square one. Thanks for the recommendation, Mike, and have fun on the net. 86HF.
Okay, real good, real good. Yeah, it's interesting, that Channel 8 thing. I've heard of that, and there's no doubt about that. So, never been out there. Matter of fact, I don't even think I've ever been close to the Mojave Desert. So, yeah, this is all new territory to me. But good luck on David, 86HF, K0JTA, over. Okay, let's see. Go at the top of this here. Got WV6JFH, K6UM, V3QZ, and 86HF is taking a short QRT because he's going to reset his database, so which will involve him leaving the air for a time. WV6JFH, K0JTA. Go ahead there, David. Over.
I can barely hear who. I heard the VE and portable a little bit. But Bob came in quite nicely from Southern California. So, I'm not sure resetting the database is going to affect his complaint, but it might. Might be off to go in and calibrate your power meter. You know, from, I don't remember what it was added, but 3.4.9, you have to set the power level. And then you can calibrate the power meter. There's two tabs there now. If you have an accurate power meter, like a bird watt meter or something like that, that's the meter, so it reads well also. Maybe that's the issue you have. That calibration meter's off a little bit. So hope we can resolve the issue there. As for the weather here, we are partly cloudy. We've been really hot for the last week, up in the 90s type temperatures, which is unusual for the time of year, but not totally unexpected. And then we're going to cool down for field day, which will be nice for those people that are outside and things like that. When I was doing field day in California, first field days we were up on top of it. Kind of a mountain in much of the neighborhood area. And it used to get really hot there. Stuff like that. And then we moved to a facility in Chandler where they work on boats. Because there's a lot of pleasure crafts in San Francisco Bay Area, like there's in San Diego and so on. And we were right on the bay. And boy, it was nice and cool. And middle 70s throughout field day and very comfortable. Even if you were a tent, you were still very comfortable. Stuff like that. And then we go back home and we're back in the 90s again. So, yeah, it was lots of fun. So the only other thing I had is I had talked to my friend. He can't get over here this month because of his flying schedule. But he has some time off next month. And he's already planning to come over here and we'll talk about remoting and stuff like that. He's not sure whether the mesh is going to work, because as we talked before, we got the trees, we got the hill way between us, and might not be able to produce big enough thing to get, blast through all that stuff. And even the cable cars that he mentioned to is in the trees, direction for the trees for me, it might not still be possible, but we'll something else. So I wanted to let you know that update. We're back in motion again. Regardless what the thesis says as far as the networking part of the new software and stuff, we're just going to go forth through it to see where we can go and what we can get. So I just want to give you that update. If Lou is hearing me on the Blue website, hello, just barely hearing you over the air. So probably because I have my antenna pointed towards my K0JTA in the group, WB6JFH.
Okay, WB6JFH and the SDR group. This is K0JTA. Okay, real good. And thanks for the update. I was thinking about that, but I guess I forgot, got distracted and things like that, which is very, very easy for me to do. But, okay, on your pilot friend, his progressor and this kind of stuff. Interesting, so he's talking yet about a link between you and, between you and his home site. And yes, as I've looked and you had been pointed out, I've also looked there on Google Earth. Yeah, that hill that's between you is pretty much insurmountable at VHF and SHF frequencies or things like that. I guess I would call them VHF because you'd be in the 2.4 gigahertz band. But yeah, I'm not sure. Well, whatever it is. I guess I was having the idea or the hope or the thought that he would be using something similar to what he's doing right now. As I recall, it was a childhood friend, a high school friend, who has access, or his business has access to the internet. As a result, then he was able to link into that business as a result of directional antennas from his home location. And I guess the hope was that he'd be able to talk his friend into allowing the same kind of a thing for you, to be able to link into this business application in the same way. But maybe not. But boy, yeah, if unless he's really got some extremely good skills and abilities, I don't know how in the world he's going to be able to resolve this case by a direct link between you. Gee whiz, I just don't know. Doggone it. Well, okay. Any comments on that? WB6JFH, K0JTA, over.
K0JTA is true. WB6JFH. Yeah, he doesn't know about that part. It looks like I'm going to be stuck with a hotspot, with my limited data plan. So if one time my hotel runs 4 hours while I'm going through the treatment, that might take care of my data plan for that month. Then I'm stuck paying more money. I was looking through the plan, the hotspot itself, and there is no other plan for the hotspot. There's no 20 gigabytes or 50 gigabytes type thing, like that. It's not really set up to do video like watching Netflix or anything, like the phones are now. Yeah, let's see, there's other models out there, and hotspots are, they're just there so that you can connect into the internet to read your mail, maybe download some updates and software, things like that, but they're not really meant to do streaming high video, like Netflix, things like that. And yeah, you can send pictures to it, I've done that. It's not meant to be a high speed. They've all said high speed for trees, so trees, but anyway, so badly, it's not working. So if I touch to the hot spots, then maybe once a month I should be able to do this. It won't be every day thing for every minute type thing, which is kind of what I was hoping for. So the plan now is that we have our exercises, usually on Saturdays they set that up. That to try and help out, but wouldn't be able to do it every visit. But Well, actually I could, but I'd run out of money before I would be able to get all of it. My brain is still running slow, Mike, so sorry about that. K0JTA group, WB6JFH, go ahead.
Okay, real good. Yeah, well, I know what you're saying there is making real good sense and this kind of stuff. Yeah, in our case, we use it's a gee, what is it? I can't think of the name now, but it uses the Verizon network. Straight Talk is what it is. Yeah, and that is still $50 for 5 gigabits of information. Gigabytes, I'm not sure what, but it's pretty darn expensive. And so I remember that a few years back I had done that, and using, I think it was TeamViewer and Skype. Those actually, I mean, there was both of those programs at the same time, because that's what I had available at that particular moment. Actually was not terribly bad. I mean, it was costly, I might say, but it wasn't as bad as one might think. So, it's kind of interesting. But once again, I was just using that Straight Talk thing, get those at Walmart. And the nice thing about it is you're out there in the field, you need it. You can get on, hook the thing up, and first thing it wants to do is, re-up your membership or your fee or whatever like that, which is fine. And so it works out quite nicely with that. Where we were camping here this last weekend, though, I mentioned to you that this last week rather, I mentioned we were camping down there. Only AT&T would work, so that's the first place, the only place actually that we've discovered in the state of Minnesota where Verizon was not available. And it's a very, very deep, very distinct hole, about 225 feet from the average terrain around it, and the valley that the river's in is much less than a mile wide, so it's pretty dramatic. Okay, let's see. Anybody else would like to make any further comments here for the SDR group? I do have WB6JFH, KS6UM, VE3QZ, and 86HF. Anybody out there would like to make a further comment? This is K0JTA, over. Nothing heard. Maybe Lou is gone and this kind of stuff. So 86HF, you're going to be resetting your N100 radio. How did you do on that, Bob? 86HF, this is K0JTA, over. Nothing heard. I guess that's about it then. Nothing further here. Let's see. Do you have anything further than David? Or I don't know if we're kind of running the tap dry here as far as it goes. And by the way, I noticed that I was changing windows here, and I was clicking on the display of my, in this case it was Kiwi SDR, and it's in Kansas in the USA. I don't know what city in Kansas, but as I was switching windows here using the mouse, of course, I was actually switching the frequency. So I had it set up there for 14.340, but that's gone away now. So because of my, didn't realize that I should not be clicking, I guess, on the waterfall itself. So KS6, WB6JFH, go ahead, K0JTA, over.
K0JTA group, WB6JFH. Okay, Mike, yeah, the only thing I can still do is at the clinic, take my tablet and use the free Wi-Fi there, which is high-speed stuff, and go to the SDR website, like the one that Blue uses in Utah, or we down in California, San Francisco type stuff. And I usually listen to conversations going on their band and stuff like that. Using the Wi-Fi here, plenty, which is high speed, and it's the clients that are there, so, well, it's not free, we are paying for it, but we're paying for the procedures and not the Wi-Fi. And so I could listen around and stuff like that. I've been thinking about trying that. Maybe next week. See, like Saturday. I can set that up and tune to one of the sites if they're not busy with field day activity. and just listen around and stuff like that. Nothing to do versus watching TV all the time. A lot of the time we can find movies that I want. A lot of times there's a lot of movies that I don't care for, like TV and stuff like that. So I end up sleeping and that kind of stuff. But I like to at least be doing something while I'm there. So that's an option, still viable option. Even I could use the phone for that. Connect the phone to the Wi-Fi. Do things like that. Yeah. High speed and it's free. So the problem is not there. We'll see if we can find the workaround. We'll see if we can get that going. Anyway, that's all we have, Mike. So, like the other people, Bob there resetting his database. I don't remember the other guy's name. He's recall name, but I guess they're all taken off. So this is Father's Day. Probably Father's Day activity number one. Father's Day line. Don't see today, you're going out or having some hungry. Yeah. K0JTA, the group, WB6GFH, go ahead.
Okay, real good. WB6GFH in the SDR group. This is K0JTA. Okay, real good. Sounds great on everything. I do have one question as far as that your pilot friend again. Is there a possibility that he might be able to get you as a receiver or whatever his equipment lineup might be, but to duplicate his equipment at your home? Is that a possibility, or is he just going to be dealing with the Wi-Fi link only? Over.
That's one of the discussions we've already started talking about. What kind of hardware, stuff like that. The other thing I'm going to ask is, he's not using the system. Would he allow me to use it? So instead of linking to me, somebody else uses or not. Some people are, they don't want to use things or their toys, if you like. So that'll be another, that's a possible option that I haven't actually discussed with him yet. When I see him next month, I will. See if that's a possibility. Forget about trying to use mine. Just go ahead and see if that would work out. So that's a possibility. We'll see where that goes. Yeah. But I don't know how predictive it is and stuff. So we'll talk about a bunch of stuff. These plans and at least 4 hours talk about it. We have to acquire some hardware. We'll have time to do that. Because once we get started, you'll stay with me until we get it all. But after we were running flying schedule. It might take a little while to get it all up and running, but hopefully we can get something going. K0JTA, WB6GFH, go ahead.
Okay, WB6GFH in the SDR group. This is K0JTA, Mike in southeastern Minnesota. Yep. Sounds real good. Sounds real good, and that's my understanding that you will be entertaining the possibility of him duplicating his equipment at your location, so that you'd be able to have a direct link then to this enterprise or business or something like that. And that certainly sounds like that would be about the only way it's going to be able to be worked. Because even with if you had, you can get these little dish antennas that have 24 dB of gain. If you had those at both of your sites, I don't know. You're dealing with that hill, and just I'm not sure what kind of knife edge effect that hill might offer. It might work, but boy, I tell you what, you're a long distance from being line of sight. As a result, I think it's going to be extremely difficult. So now, wherever this business is, that would be the only other thing I was thinking about that would be a possibility. So, yeah, at any rate, so that's the way it goes. Well, let's see. Anybody else have anything for the software-defined radio group? Also looking for 86HF. Bob, did you get your radio reset? Otherwise, I'm looking for any further possible check-ins or comments for the SDRnet. This is K0JTA. Come ahead now. Over. Nothing heard here. 86HF. 86HF. K0JTA. Over. Yep, nothing here. So, well, okay, I'll let you tie the ribbons on, or at least begin, David. Nobody else here. I guess we'll get maybe Lou's in here. I don't know. Lou, Rich, Bob, anybody else have anything for the group meeting? This is K0JTA standing by. Over. Nothing here. Go ahead there, David. WB6GFH, K0JTA. Over.
K0JTA group, WB6GFH. Yeah, I didn't hear any of them back either. Lou kind of comes and goes. Comes up on an adapter, and then he kind of drives back in and stuff. So I guess parts of his QSO, but not all of it. The V3 guy, Rich, I think you said his name was, he was saying steady just above the noise. Probably wouldn't be able to hear him at all. Bob down there, kind of, I'm familiar with that area. I'm not saying enough in that area. Southern part of the state. I'm guessing because the southern part of the state has the biggest population in California, it would make sense that more announcers would be there than any other direction. I did work some people, north of me, Northern California, Southern Oregon, stuff like that as well. So, had a lot of fun out of it. I really enjoyed that. So, anyway, so that's about all we have right now. I will, next Sunday, if I'm doing really Sunday morning, I'll turn up here and listen to see if we can have an app to check in. If not, if we don't have we'll go to the following weekend. So, we'll see what happens. So, hopefully 73 Mike, have a good afternoon there. Sounds like the weather's pleasant. We're supposed to cool down. Our averages is about 70. Oh, next week. So, I'm looking forward to that. No rain in the forecast for, special forecast for rain today. So, we're not starting to think about fire danger. We even had one fire southwest of me, southern part of the state, burned about 2,000 acres, something like that. So it looks like our fire season's already started. I can see that the fire departments are getting prepared for fire season, which usually starts in July. But because of our crazy weather that we're getting anymore, it looks like it's not going to be doing fire season usually starts. So Sam here, including myself, might get to be busy. Those kind of issues. But we're preparing for that too. Just in case. You'll never be unprepared for anything. So, have a good afternoon.
Okay, good, David. Yeah, it's continuing to get rougher and rougher copy. I do have to turn on NR2, and with that, with the gain set pretty much at max here, I got it set for 106 on the AGC gain indicator. I see. And even with that, it's just right there on the ragged edge as far as me being able to hear you. So it's not terribly good, at all. But at any rate, so the good thing is you got your antenna straightened out there, and that has made very consistent improvement over your ability to get a signal, at least to me, and I think to the rest of the world too. So, you know, good job on that. And okay, in the fire season, yep, here in the sticks in Minnesota, we don't have that. I guess we have it up in northern Minnesota, but not down here in southeastern Minnesota. We do have trees and this kind of stuff, but not to the point of being able to feed an ongoing fire like some places. So, real good. Well, 7-3 then. I'll make this the last call for the software defined radio group. Anybody would like to join in, just make your presence known. This is K0JTA, over. Nothing here at 7-3, David. See you next week then. KS6UM, not KS6UM, WE6JFH with KS6UM was in and out. This is K0JTA securing this session of the software defined radio group. 7-3, K0JTA is clear. Bye-bye.